Okay, so hopefully you've seen the video, our first video about momentum, and hopefully you know a little bit about momentum. Now, we know that momentum has a letter P, okay, and it's equal to mass times velocity. Now, like any equation like this, we can make this an equation triangle. So if we do that right here, that gives us momentum equals mass times velocity. So I've got two example problems here to give you an idea of how to solve these problems. So let's take a look at the first one. Now, like all problems, it's important to label all the variables. So on the first one, we've got 100 kilograms and 3 meters per second. On the second problem, we've got 12,000 kilogram meters per second of momentum, and I am moving at 3 meters per second. So, 100 kilograms is our mass, 3 meters per second is our velocity, and we're trying to figure out how much momentum we have. So on this first one, we need to, let's see here, we have our mass, we have our velocity, but we don't have our momentum. So what we need to do there, since the mass and velocity are beside each other, we need to multiply. So we multiply these two guys. So we've got our mass, which is 100, times our velocity, which is 3. 100 times 3 gives me 300 kilogram meters per second worth of momentum. That's my answer for the first one. So, pretty simple so far. Okay, let me get rid of the highlighting here. There we go. Okay, now on the second one, we label our variables. 12,000 kilogram meters per second, that's our momentum. It's asking for what is my mass, so we're looking for m, and it says I'm still moving at 3 meters per second, so that's still my velocity. Okay, so on this one, we have our momentum and our velocity, but we don't have our mass. So since these are on top of each other, momentum and velocity, we need to divide. Now whenever we divide these, we need to make sure we put in the momentum first and the velocity second. So whenever you divide that, that's going to be 12,000 divided by 3. Or you can write it like this. This is probably the way I would do it, but that's up to you. So 12,000 divided by 3 gives me my answer. Let's see here. Gives me 4,000 kilograms. So if I had that much momentum but was still only going 3 meters per second, I would have a mass of 4,000 kilograms, which is obviously not how much mass I have. So it's kind of a goofy problem there. Okay, but for the problems in our assignment that are like this, all you're doing is using this equation triangle. So I would write this down on your show your work answer sheet, so you have that as a reference. Again, if you need to see that, let me clean this up. It'll let me, there we go. Okay, and just make sure that you have this equation triangle written on your show your work answer sheet. So again, you have that as a reference. All right, that's all I got. Thank you.